Hey everybody, Ben Frederickson here alongside Dave Matter for another edition of I'm a Tigers video edition. For a busy week for the Tigers, they've got the Braggin Rights game coinciding with the Armed Forces Bowl. Dave will be in Texas, I'll be in St. Louis. We already talked about the bowl game in one of our other videos, so now we're talking Braggin Rights. Dave, what are the keys to the Braggin Rights game other than Mizzou simply playing much better than it has in a lot of its games this season? We're going to dive into that, but first, got to tell you that our videos are sponsored by Closets by Design of St. Louis. For a limited time, you get 40% off any order of $1,000 or more, or 30% off any order of $700 or more. On top of that, you can get an additional 15% off any complete system order. And remember, you get free installation for any complete unit order of $500 or more. Call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to order today. Perhaps a good idea for a late Christmas present if you're still shopping. Missouri is shopping for an upset surprise win over Illinois, Dave. They've won 3 in a row in the Braggin Rights game, but I'd say this would be the longest shot yet against Fred Underwood's team, which enters this game 8-3, the Tigers at 6-5. How do the Tigers play their best game of the season so far against an Illinois team that hasn't played as well as it wants to either?
Well, Missouri's got to have an answer for Kofi Coburn. You don't have Jeremiah Tillman out there and his 5 fouls to match up, one dominant big man against a very good big man that Jeremiah Tillman was. You're going to have to find a way. And I don't think that's Kobe Brown having to guard him for 40 minutes because you want Kobe on the floor and not getting fouls. And you want him doing what he does offensively. So you have to have some kind of solution for Coburn. And then for Missouri, they're going to probably have to create their own energy and feed off of a crowd that's going to be pro Illinois just because of the way these 2 seasons have gone. And also the fact that Illinois won't be playing in a bowl game at the same time that will, distract some of their fans from watching the Braggin Rights game. So I would assume they're going to have a decided advantage in the crowd, and we'll see how that impacts, especially the young Missouri players. And another key too is make sure the right Javon Pickett shows up because he gets up for this game. He's always productive against the Illini. Maybe it's a rivalry game thing because he was the one guy that played pretty well against Kansas last week in Lawrence. So if you get a productive Javon Pickett who's scoring, close to 20 points a game, then you've got a chance because he always brings the energy and leadership and all of those intangibles. He's got to have some tangibles and score the ball a little bit.
It would be nice for Boogie Coleman to have some sort of a breakthrough game, Dave. He hits a big 3 against Utah. He has been kind of the missing element to this team. The transfer from Ball State was supposed to be a guy who can make some things happen. We haven't seen it much. The Tigers desperately need someone who can hit 3-pointers. That is a huge element missing from their game right now. It's not on just one player, but if there is one player who can really help them close that gap and be competitive there, help them make up points in a hurry, I think you got to start with Boogie Coleman. For Illinois, some cloudiness about Andre Curbelo. He's kind of had this mystery injury. He'd had a concussion issue. We'll see if he's a part of it, kind of the do everything facilitator point guard. One of the most hyped players in the nation. He's so fun to watch when he's healthy and playing well, but will he be there? Will he be back to his normal state of play? We'll see. Kofi Coburn, though, he just needs someone to pass him the ball, Dave. I think he's going to have some motivation in this game after the way this recent Braggin Rights series has gone. It's always a good game. Hopefully it will be. Clearly the Tigers are the underdog, but give Conzo Martin some credit. He's 3-1 in this series, and he always has his team, sometimes even when they're expected to lose, fired up for this game. We'll have coverage at stltoday.com, along with coverage from the Armed Forces Bowl down in Texas. Keep it locked at stltoday.com for all of your Mizzou Tigers news. For Dave, I'm Ben. We'll talk to you next time.